Put down the hammer, and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show, yeah. Real estate info galore, so listen up, don't miss it. Hosted by the Savvy Landlord, oh.
Yo, my name is Steven Van Kallenberg. I am the Savvy Landlord. Yes, landlord is a negative word, but let's say savvy investors. That's what I'm screaming. That's what I'm telling you. And today's episode is about, I wish some people would tell me, or some investors would tell me about this when I was younger. Things I wish someone would have told me. Number one, money is everywhere. Man, that is the biggest thing. I didn't think I was worthy enough to be a real estate investor. I came from hard times, and man, money is everywhere. It's in private, hard money, banks, creatively. Do not fall prey to that. You can't be a real estate investor because you don't have money. That is a fallacy. That is a lie. Money is everywhere. And another thing that I wish I would have known is, and this is still number one, is not all banks are created equal. Each bank is different. I thought that, the dude with the tie and the suit was like playing the same game with everybody else, and it's a game that I thought I couldn't get into. It's funny that I'm a hood rat. I'm in it to win it, and I have a relationship with bankers. It's just hysterical because I was intimidated by them for years. But what I've learned, there's country banks out there. There's community banks. There's commercial banks. But not all banks are created equal. So each bank is different, and each bank may do real estate. Other banks may not do real estate. Banks love real estate investing. Some banks don't like it. Some banks don't even do owner occupied. There's banks that hate apartments, and there's banks that love apartments. I was talking to a real estate investor yesterday. He got denied 9 times on an apartment deal. That's okay. There's about 1,000 more banks out there. Money is everywhere. And the cool thing about this investor that I kicked it with yesterday, I just got to give him mad props. He had 3 other investors. He's buying a $1.7 million apartment building, and he raised the down money, the 20% needed. So he found a bank. He just needed more money. Money is everywhere. Number 2, I wish I would have learned this as a child. Leaders are readers. Stop being weak, man. Get out there and read. Read every day, 10 minutes a day. The more that you read, the more that you succeed. The more that you read, the more that you make. And I'm like, man, it's so ferocious in my family now, in my young family. I got 3 children and a amazing wife, that we're just so nutty about reading that we pay our children. I'm serious. I pay my son, he's 5, $1 a book to read. After so many books, we go to the store. He bought an outfit, a military outfit, so he can go out there and crush it in the backyard. But the dude's picking up books. I don't care what it takes. Get your children, your partner, your staff reading. Even in my organization, we're, the stupid book club nobody wanted to be a part of. Well, you're just not picking the right books. But we're picking up old school books like Eat That Frog. I got some rookie, no business skill people working with me right now that just hasn't sat down and sit with them and said, look, you need to read to succeed. And we're going over Eat That Frog, dealing with procrastination, dealing with the sense of urgency. Number 3, frugality can be your demise. Man, I learned that the hard way. I grew up broke, and I had this weird disease that I never put on my nice clothes because I knew I couldn't replace them, and I didn't want to ruin them. But then I never wore them. I'm like, I know someone out there just got healed. Okay. There's some clothes in your closet that you need to start banging it out, wearing some shoes you're trying to hold on to. You can afford to buy more. If you can't afford to buy more, that's okay. There's a way. You haven't figured out how to make money. Frugality can be your demise. I mean, I see so many cheap people, and they think that they're trying to be wealthy. That's not how you create wealth. You create wealth by doing more, by helping more people, you get a return. So I don't know where, there's a book. I'll bring that book up later, but not buying the course, not paying for a mastermind group, not going to a conference because it's too expensive or it's inconvenient is dumb. So many years, what happened to me, people don't know what happened to me, but I really, when I finally commit to something, I'm all in. When I finally accepted Jesus as my savior, I was all in. Like I hated the church. I cursed, like I kicked out of the church, or like, F you. I'm like, F you too. They didn't say F you, but I knew they said F you because I didn't understand. I didn't know about this church deal. But man, it was years. I went to youth group for years. And then one day I was like, man, I'm going to do this Christian thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to be all in though. I'm going to go 110. And I went in. I mean, it was my life's changed forever. And the thing is, I missed out on a lot of stuff because I didn't make the right choice at the time. And that's the thing about, courses. If you're at a place, don't buy every course, the $3,000, $2,000 course, and you're not going to do it. But if you are going to do it, then buy the course. You have to ask yourself, I'm going to do it. There's a group of guys that you need to hang out with. And this is another one that happened to me where this local real estate investor was doing this mastermind group. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. And it was a room full like 30, 40 people. He's saying, hey, we're going to meet. We're going to go over books. We're going to do all this stuff. And this is a group I wanted to get involved. These people were bawling at the time. And I was like, wow, I need to get in this group. And they said it cost $100 a month. I mean, $100. I didn't hear the word month. Okay. And I'm glad I didn't hear the word month, because when I heard the word month, it would be like 12 months. That's 1,200. Oh no. So this local investor pitched a group of people about he's starting a mastermind group. And if you're in local Oklahoma City, you ever heard of the Ben Franklin group? I heard about it and I was like, man, I've got to make I got to do it. What's $100 in my mind, right? So I showed up to the first meeting. There was only like 10 people there. I was like, wow, 10 people. So right there, well, these 10 men and one gal showed up. And then I realized after they went through this meeting, they gave me a book. So I paid $100. They gave us books. These are the books that we're going to read. These are the things that we're going to do. And then it broke down as like, it's $100 a month. And I was like, wow. But the relationship that I have with these men and women are powerful. I can call them and they help me. I have relationships with that group today. Now, none of them are like me. Some of them were not even real estate. Some of them are white collar. Some of them are blue collar. But we had a connection. And if I looked at the $1,200 price tag, I would have never built that relationship. And that's what I'm saying. Number 3, frugality can be your demise. So if you're on the edge and you want to buy my virtual assistant course, it's $300, 5 effing CDs. I died on those CDs. I wrote the effing book, $300. The hours that I put into that deal, and you can't buy it, and you have a problem. You say you can't hire virtual assistants. I tell you exactly how to do it. That's what's wrong with you. You're too frugal. Stop being frugal. Go to the conference, the Mr. Landlord conference, the Ohio conference, the Investor Weekend. It's $98. You just don't know who you could meet at that event. It could meet your wife. What? Yeah, your husband. What? Your private lender. What? And another thing that I learned from E.T. Eric Thomas, off the chain, Google him up, E.T. Inspires. You got to upgrade people. Man, I'm going to a birthday party this weekend. I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to upgrade the dude. I remember one time I went for my wedding. This is 10 years ago. Someone came to my wedding. I invited everybody in the world, I getting some gifts. I know, man, I was just dumb 10 years ago. But man, there was someone that showed up that upgraded me. I mean, I'm talking like they gave me like a $200 toaster. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, wow. And I was like, $2 bills. And I was like, man, and that was 10 years ago. And to this day, I know who it was. I know who they are. And the power of upgrading somebody. Stop being frugal. When, in your heart, you buy the $10 ticket to the breakfast. Go to the lunch, buy somebody's lunch. Go to the if you want to be in the league, you got to play like the league. Don't be fooling around. 4, growing has to happen like everyone else to get to the next level. Oh, okay, I remember what I was saying. Okay. So this is a fallacy that a lot of real estate people think that, to own commercial properties, you got to do this, to do this, to that. It's like a natural progression. That is a lie. You don't have to buy single family homes to get into apartments, to get into commercial. But what you do need to do when you decide, and it makes sense. Like, you cut your teeth on single, you make some mistakes. They're all 3 different machines. Single family homes is way different than multifamily homes. Don't think that you're killing it in single family homes that you can jump into apartments, because I failed in that area. Then I'm like rocking apartments, and then you dump into commercial office building where I'm struggling right now. It's not a natural progression. It makes sense, like logically common sense, but that's not how it is. How it is that you need to crush it in that area if you want to. If you want to be in office buildings, then you need to learn cap rate. You need to learn commercial lingo. You need to understand financing. Single family home financing is totally different than multifamily. Certain rules apply, certain standards, certain terminology. It's not the same. But if you want to do that, you don't have to stick in with single family to be in commercial. There's real estate investors that I know that's all they know is commercial. And yeah, a lot of people do have this progression that they started out here but moved up. You need to learn first, and it's not necessarily a progression. And I can spend hours just on that. So growing, it doesn't have to happen like everybody else. If you want to go to the next level, you can. So don't necessarily follow everybody else. Do your own thing. 5, stay focused. Do what you're good at. Let me tell you, March 3rd, 2nd, the 1st of March was what the freak I'm at. 43 years old. And someone told me something 15 years ago, and I ignored him. He was one of my very first mentors outside of real estate. And I was doing the bridal show, and I was having success. This is about 15 years ago, maybe, just blowing it up on the bridal show. Bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, I got this on locky lock. And then my mind's like, oh, man, I'm so good at bridal shows. Dude, let me do a kids show. So I Google up kids show in Chicago. They got the largest 60,000 people come to the Chicago kids show. Huge sponsors. I'm going to do a kids fair. That's it. I know what I'm doing. So I call my mentor. I'm like, yo, I'm so cool. My name's Steve Van Kallenberg. I'm going to get into kids fairs, kids shows. He's like, you're dumb, dude. I'm like, he just slapped me, right? I'm like, F you, bro. I'm gonna do it. I know what I'm doing. I'm Steve Van Kallenberg. I did the bridal show. I got the largest bridal show in Oklahoma. We do 4. Yeah, right. He said, bro, I don't leave my sandbox. And I was like, man, fuck you, dude. And I said, I didn't say F. I said POC. Okay, so get that out. POC you, baby. POC, P-U-C-K. So I was like, POC you, man. But what I realized, he was right. This mother was right. Because 17, 15 years later, man, I'm dying, I'm choking because I'm trying to do stuff that shouldn't be doing. And my mentor right now is just, man, I love you, man. He's helping me out. And he's like, stick with what you're good at, Van Kallenberg. You know how to buy houses. You're good at it. You know how to finance them. No money down. You just killing it. You could be making $100,000 a month, homie. Why are you messing around with this and that and the other? And I was like, that was air coming out. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But I don't want to believe you. I want to prove everybody wrong. Come from the hood. I want to prove them all wrong. Stupid, man. As I look back, so I did the kids fair 3 years, never made no money, sold it to this lady for barely nothing. They didn't even make any money. Dumb. It's not in my wheelhouse. I did a prom show. Dumb. Super failure. Thought I knew what I was doing. Boom. Started all these other businesses. Man, I can tell you all my failures. But man, when I start focusing on what I'm doing in real estate, looking for single family homes, not multi, not commercial, I'm crushing it. And that's what I'm telling you. Number 5, I wish somebody would have just slapped me like I just tried to slap you, folks. Stay focused on what you're good at. What do you have? I know it's not sexy buying houses all day. I've mastered this program, and I don't want to be ignorant. No, I didn't master it. I'm learning single family homes all the time, but I'm good at it. Stay with it, because if I'm good at it, I'm able to finance my lifestyle. And what's that lifestyle? I want to kick it with my children on the trampoline. That's what I want to do. I want to be a big kid. I want to race RC cars. Well, you can't do that if you start a new business and failing at it. Oof. Stick with what you know. Stay focused. Number 5. I know this is a long podcast. Work with me, okay? Only got 2 more. I wish someone would have told me, yo, patience is the key in this game of real estate investing. What do you mean? Sometimes you buy too fast. Sometimes you don't pay attention. And a lot of things is that deals will come. You just have to be patient. And a lot of people come and go in this business, but only the veterans stay and work your plan. A lot of people don't work a plan. They just I want to buy X amount of houses, and they don't know, they don't get it, they don't work the plan. Veterans know they have a plan written. I have a plan. Follow the plan. That plan may not take as short of a time as you would like it to take, but you have to have patience in this game. People ask me, they're envious, man, where do you get all these deals? That's a question I get all the time. Man, where you get the market's so high? There's nothing on the MLS. I'm like, bro, it's patience. It's relationships. How'd you get that house the other day? Well, I knew this guy 8 years ago, and I helped him, and I encouraged him, and he wanted me to go look at a house. And 8 years ago, I was like, man, that didn't seem like a deal to me. It was a couple $1,000s off, like 4 or 5. He bought it. He's been running it hard, making $8,000 a month. That cat's moving out, and guess who we called? And how did I get a deal? Well, not because I'm the savvy landlord. It's just because I have patience. Deals come, deals go. You've got to have patience. Work your plan, stick with your plan, and be faithful. And 10 years later, like myself, 17 later, deals just fall out of the sky. I know how to analyze a deal in 10 seconds. I know if it's going to be a deal quick. A lot of rookies are running around looking at deals, thinking the deals, and then they're just burning up a lot of time, a lot of gas, and that's why I'm sitting back, working the relationships, minding the deals with patience, and I'm yielding them. 7. This is the final one for the day. I had like 10 more of these, but this is a long podcast. If you like this podcast, let me know, but I would like to know. Number 7, get more people involved in your vision, your dream, and your goals. I wish someone would have told me that before. I don't even know where I just came up with this podcast. So nothing inspired me. I just had this, I was working out and I was like, man, I wish these are things that people would have told me. And I wish that, I would have had more people involved in what I'm doing. Like, what do you mean? Like, you need to I see a lot of investors, young men that are newly married or been married for a while, and their wife doesn't have the same vision of what they have. So there's always a constant conflict. I'm like, and if you don't share the vision, why, honeybee, this is why we're not going to Disney World this year. We won't save 5Gs this year. I know Timmy is 5, but still, we're going to go next year because the rent house I'm going to use this 5Gs on is going to bring us $2,000 a month. And next year, we can probably go or wait 2 more years or wait 3 years. Again, number 6 was patience. Number 7, get the right people on your bus and have the same vision, dream, and goals. And that could be a mastermind group. But, as a, kind of like a single, not single, but I was like an only child. I have a brother. He went to a foster home, but I was pretty much raised by myself. So I like kind of being by myself. And I kind of don't like sharing my vision or my dreams because people, in the hood, they make fun of them. But then I realized, man, at 43 years old, that's all I want. I want more people around me that are on the same page. And I learned real fast, I cut the bad mother effers off quick. When the dude's negative, I don't call him back. People ask me, what's up with this full throttle investor deal? Well, I sent an email out. Some people didn't get an email. Some people I actually forgot, like they weren't on my mind. I'm human. If you get mad at me because I didn't invite you to the full throttle investor, you're whack. You're probably not one of my friends. And if you are my friend, you're like, hey man, what's up with this full throttle? I'm interested. And then I send you an email, but then you don't respond. That's another. But, some friends have some sense of urgency. Some friends don't have a sense of urgency. But I'm going to tell you right now, to be successful, to live the life of your dreams, and I wish someone would have told me, and I cannot wait to tell my children, get the bad mother effers off your team. Walk away from them. In your heart, there's something wrong with that dude or gal. Walk away. Be cool about it. Don't disrespect them. And you got to fade off. I remember being in high school. This dude, he put me under his wing. He was one of the most popular guys in high school. I was chubby dub, overweight, bowl cut hair, poor, broke, moved to California from New Jersey, didn't know money, had an accent, talking like this or whatever. California, what up, dude? All this other stuff. And I didn't know nobody. And one day I was in gym class, and of course I had the short shorts. I didn't have no money, and I didn't know what was down. I knew about the Guess brand and certain brands. And dude took me by his side, put me on the shoulder. He taught me so much. And I'm telling you, we were inseparable. But then there was a conflict in there. This dude was a womanizer. He would be hitting it with all these chicks and just throwing them away. And this guy was so crazy about it. In his locker, he would have like a check of all the girls that he banged. He did it with. And I was like, dude, that's not me, man. I'm not trying to use women up, right? I mean, of course, as a high schooler, that's a lot of people's goal, and I get it. I was 16, 15, 14, 13, at one time. But the hardest decision I had to do, I knew that wasn't right, using people. I knew that there's this thing called AIDS. I knew all these things. I was young and dumb, and I had to break that dude off. And it was the hardest thing I had to do. This dude took me in, taught me how to dress, told me that my hair was jacked up, helped me find vision and goals and in sports. He was a super athlete. Everybody respected that guy. That's probably why he was hitting it with all these chicks. But I had to break that dude off. And I was like, I'm out. And people came up to me my senior year like, yo, what's up with you and blank? What, y'all were homies. You were in stuff. It just didn't work out. Yeah, man, I cried like a little kid. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't be the man I am today if I was still wrong with that dude, because that dude was so dope. That dude was hanging out with the wrong people, and I would have been that person. But today, I probably wouldn't have been the savvy landlord. So cut the mother effers off that are bad news, and you know it. Get out. Go good. Go big. Do it.
Investor Weekend is not far off, with over 10 information sessions to increase your portfolio. Log on to www.investorweekend.com. Whether you are a seasoned investor or never purchased a property before, you don't want to miss the Investor Weekend. Join us for a powerful, knowledge-packed weekend with over 10 informational sessions that are bound to enlarge your real estate investments. You will hear from the best national and local real estate investors that will share practical and relevant experiences with you, the investor. There will be several networking sessions to connect with other like-minded people for potential funding, partnerships, and yes, hot deals. Go to www.investorweekend.com. Did you know we meet once a month for the Landlord Lunch Meeting? The third Wednesday of every month. Go to landlordlunch.com.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.